It's recording.
Okay, we're going to start the Town of Sangerville Board of Selectmen's meeting. It's February 5th, 2020, and it's 6:01. We'll start with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Item 2, approval of the minutes, January 8, 2020, Select Board meeting. B, January 22nd, 2020, Select Board meeting. C, Town Hall Workshop, January 25th, 2020.
Make motion to approve all three, A, B, and C, as read.
Sorry.
Any further discussion? None, we vote. All three in favor. Item 3, review of treasurer's warrants, payroll, 8, 9. B, accounts payable, 109 and 10.
Make a motion to approve A and B is read.
Second?
Those in favor? All three of us. Open session, we have no guests today. Old business, deputy town clerk.
I've hired a deputy town clerk. Her name is Sarah Morey. She will be starting the last week of February as she's working out her notice at Camden National.
Excellent.
Nice. How do you spell her last name?
Morey.
Thank you.
Town report.
Working on it, just didn't know if we wanted to touch on base on a few things.
Yeah.
I think I have a picture for the front cover. Hopefully tomorrow I'll sit down and write the dedication. I've got most of the road commissioner's letter written. I've just got to add Sarah to my letter as town manager. I haven't touched your guys' letter for where we're going.
We need to work on that. We need to provide her with something.
Yeah.
So, before we get, where do you stand on the town hall?
Well, we've got a couple of things. Last week, Dr. Daniel Starbird called me. He'd heard rumors around town, wanted to know if I wanted to talk about the Catholic Church building.
Oh yeah, you and I spoke, you were heading over there to look at that building.
Yeah, I was sitting in the parking lot going, I got a meeting. So I went in and looked at it. It's an old building.
It's like another really old building.
It's another old building. But it was a really sunny day and all the light coming through the windows, and he's going, oh, it'll make an awesome library, the sanctuary. And I'm like, yeah, it would, but I don't know that it would work for a town office. But he'd heard rumors and wanted to offer that out there. And then the other thing is the insurance, and I just got another email today that I want to read to you guys because it's a little different than what she told me yesterday.
I'm sure, this whole thing's gonna evolve, so.
Yeah, so we can either do that under
Okay.
correspondence, or we can do it now. It doesn't.
Well, my concern with the town report is that I think we want to kind of convey everything that we've learned kind of in a sequence with the pictures. I thought the pictures, of
Okay.
the
So that's
compromise
gonna be a
foundation.
present.
Well,
presentation,
we should at least be open to discussion about it. I mean, if it's all in there, like I said, in sequence, everybody will have had a week to review it and talk about it. And
Unless you actually wanna create something to put it into the town report.
yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Are you thinking including one or two of those pictures?
I would put them all in there.
No, she.
All of them? That will cost us a fortune.
Yeah,
Oh,
you won't have enough
You
money
can't
to pay for
make
the.
them little, put them on the page.
I-
Make
yeah.
them big enough so you can see what.
Yeah,
they're
and some of
talking
them are very hard to tell what you're looking
Yeah,
at.
the
We'll just
ones,
pick the
well, I
best.
don't know,
The
but I
ones-
wasn't here that night.
Oh, you weren't here, okay.
She now has a stack.
Yeah.
Well, I
Oh,
have-
wow.
Oh, yeah,
That's
there's
why
a
we're all
huge
like, no,
stack.
No, I would just pick 2 or 3 and put them on three on a page, one page.
Whoa, that's
Some of them more
like the town
dramatically.
report. That's gonna be
The engineer sent me
complicated.
40.
Edition.
The
Oh, I haven't seen
adjuster
those.
sent
Yeah.
me.
Oh, yeah.
So we could put together a nice presentation if you
Yes.
wanted to.
Yeah, although some
Let
of
me
them,
get you those.
a majority of the pictures, it's very hard. It's like,
Right.
okay, what am I looking at?
But you don't want
But-
40. but-
No,
But 8 or
5.
9,
Yeah.
100%. And,
Yeah.
You can quarter pages.
So maybe what we want is an easel that's sitting there on the day of the meeting
Yep,
that people
Yeah.
can come and look at and we can
Right.
talk to them about it and.
and not have to put the pictures
No,
per se in
no,
the-
I didn't realize
in
we
the-
had that much.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yes.
yeah, yeah.
I forgot
They're
you-
all full
The
size
first
too.
night of the budget meeting, she brought those.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's
These
right.
guys are thorough.
Oh, yeah, I mean, they didn't, like I said, they didn't mess around.
Right.
You know, it comes with that part of it.
Right, they took a million pictures.
No, I just, from that initial report from them, there was some, like, with the ones that showed the corner of the foundation, kind of.
Those are
thing.
all in this.
Yeah.
Well, and I'll tell you, just because we don't do this, but the other night after the budget meeting, Lance, myself, and Bridie was in the town office talking for a minute, and then after Lance had looked, I'm looking around in there. And just go in that office and just actually look at the walls.
You can see signs of movement.
Oh, it's bad.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
I mean,
Walk,
there's,
walk to my office.
yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It-
it's coming apart.
Wow.
You go downhill to get the Bridie's, but right above the desk in the middle is a big crack. You
Yeah.
look right in the middle of this
Yeah.
whole wall.
This is the one
And
that
then you look
everybody
over
points
here,
to
there's-
in the library, but there's some significant ones in
Yeah.
our office.
I
Yeah,
mean, so it's, you don't know, you can't, this in here, you got so much going on. there's
Right,
not room to
you
make
don't,
that
you
crack.
can't appreciate that.
yeah, these are gonna be.
But when you go into that
Mm-hmm.
town office, it's similar to the library, it's such a high ceiling and.
And the cracks are going off.
These do convey though, you know, the nature, the
Yes.
age, you know, what you're buying.
Yeah,
you know,
100%.
You know,
So something in the town report and something to show at town.
well, we would maybe like an easel and take some of the more dramatic photographs and, you know, like the cracks
Yep.
and just so people can look at them
Yeah.
and,
Yep. Yeah, I mean, there's so many of them. There's just so many of them. But now are
and most of them don't show, I mean, you.
and some are
it's just
quite dark.
Cloudy,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Right, and so like with that one, are you trying, was he focusing on the brick or?
See, that's a pretty dramatic picture. I mean, that thing is clearly opening
Yeah,
up.
you gotta love this one, where they just
They just
chipped it
hacked
away
it.
and
Just hacked it.
decided they needed space for
That's
them.
customizing.
yeah, quite a few there.
Oh, well, so what, in terms of the town report, what would we like to see in there? I mean, how much detail do we wanna provide in that report? It isn't, yeah, see, I like that picture.
That's what I would show, I would show like that one.
This-
The crack in the wall,
And honestly, I mean, we got that picture, but I really think the one here, the one in the town office is,
Is better?
Yeah.
Is a better one?
It's a bigger.
it's bigger.
Oh, well, we should take that picture
I'm
then.
kinda surprised I didn't, I mean, we noticed it that
Yeah.
night, but
We
we didn't
didn't,
really.
he looked at it, but we didn't, well, and when you think that the granite outside my office is the one that's split,
Is,
like,
yeah, a picture of that
Is
wouldn't
there
be
a
bad
picture
either.
I think so, yes.
Yeah.
It's around the corner from that one, so I think it's in there.
oh,
I mean, like, this is interesting, cause if you can envision, I mean, this is cracking and opening up, but then you can chase it right up the
right,
wall.
right, yeah, you can see it translating.
Same way here. up and down.
Translating all the way up through.
Oh, yeah, this, you can see, in fact, it,
That's the one in front of Bridie's office.
okay, broke that and it's moving the brick as well.
It's like this one.
Yep.
You got that crack, then you can see all of these where they're
Yeah,
coming out, and that one as well.
yeah,
So,
someday Bridie's desk will be laying right out here in the ground.
Yeah. All right, I'm just gonna hang out in the community room.
Oh, here's
Anybody-
your corner, that's your,
Yeah,
right, that's your corner.
Yeah, that's the same picture.
Yeah, oh, okay.
yep, he took lots of pictures, so.
Some I don't really see what's what.
no, isn't that the corner? Is that,
Yeah, that's our
isn't
corner.
that the front stairs?
Oh, it's a different
That's the
view,
front steps.
see the stairs?
Right, isn't that the stairs on the
Right,
end of the
that's a
building?
different corner.
Oh, is it?
Has to be.
I think so,
See, there's
I
no
don't see
rail
the
on
email.
this.
That's why I was.
Yeah, see, there's no rail here? There's a rail there.
Oh. Well, wait a minute, well, then one of them is and one of them isn't.
It's two different
This is the
corners.
front step one, this is that one.
Yeah, yeah. Right, where is the
Weird.
heat pump? It should be sitting right,
I don't know, if they're. I don't know. Actually, actually,
Yeah,
you know
that's a
what?
good one.
It still is the front because it's that metal rail
Oh.
right there. It's right there. You
Oh,
can see
yeah,
it,
yeah,
so
yeah.
it is
Oh,
still
it is
that
still
front
that.
set.
Oh.
So
So that's
this
not
would
the
be-
corner, yeah,
it'd
that's
be
a
that
far,
corner.
the southeast corner.
I also talked to Pastor about whether or not we could rent
Oh, yeah.
Grace Bible,
Yeah,
but
they keep emphasis.
he,
I like that
he and I
one.
have been playing
That's a
phone
great
tag,
one.
I don't
They keep
know, if
emphasizing
they had a
that
meeting, I
corner.
don't, yeah.
We're,
Well, that's
a
just
meeting
moving.
about that?
Yeah, they
And
were,
to discuss
they were
it.
going to discuss whether or not the church had any interest in it at all.
Okay, okay.
And I've just been,
Getting all the way back to the Catholic Church,
Yeah.
you know, with it being on Dowdy Hill, that, it's just, I mean, parking is not great,
the
right?
basement is
What?
Similar?
dated,
Yeah.
and,
Well, I mean, it's
you know, and
honestly, even if it doesn't work, it's really good that other people are
Yeah,
Thinking about-
that's
thinking.
true, that's
It,
true.
it actually, it gives me a more positive thought that we're not the only ones in the same mindset,
Mm-hmm.
that this is not the building.
That's a valid point. That's a valid point.
I mean, we
and
start having
he
other
made it
people
clear the
reach out.
rumor mill was,
What does this building have a name other than town hall? It's a theater, but do we know what it originally was
I-
called?
don't know.
No.
So it was a theater. the
Yeah,
first-
if you go upstairs, it's a theater.
Everything's still there.
Oh, I see what you're
In
saying.
fact,
I'm
there was a
thinking
place
about
to-
Movie theater, a theater.
No, yeah, this is this
theatrical
is when you
theater.
put your
Yeah.
costumes on and there was a place to, lift up all your equipment to build your scenes and everything came in the back over the top.
Yeah.
It was
This used to be the
Wow.
fire station. Originally, Lance talked about it being
Yeah,
a
yeah,
town
but-
garage, but from what I always remember everybody talking, this was, cause there used to be a horse drawn in here. It was actually
A what?
horse drawn.
Oh.
And Irvin keeps telling me they used to store the hearse
Yeah,
here, I'm going, oh,
Yeah.
okay, good.
there's a horse drawn horse that they stored in this building.
Wow. Huh.
So it was a really multiple purpose
Yeah, I
structure.
mean, it wasn't just,
Yeah.
it was really a community building, I mean,
Yeah,
we used to play basketball upstairs, I mean, definitely multifunction.
Mm-hmm. So were there, and there were hoops then up there?
Yeah, yeah.
and somebody from the ADA office called me wanting to do a survey, so I picked her brain a little bit about, compliance things. She was asking about all sorts of things that I'd never even thought about in terms of compliance, but she said as far as an elevator is concerned, you'd need a lift, but not necessarily an elevator. But
Oh, to be compliant,
to be compliant.
right.
Well, right now, we don't have to be.
Right, we don't have to be, no.
But that's my concern, and I haven't had anybody actually officially answer that question. We don't have to because of the status of our building currently.
Right,
But if if the direction was to follow this through, and you do this much of an upgrade and an improvement,
And you don't make it ADA,
I think, yeah, I
Compliant,
mean,
that's
once you do all of that, what you're
irresponsible.
gonna do everywhere else, I think, are we gonna have to make it ADA?
Well, not only that, then you look at starting from scratch and you're gonna be perfectly ADA.
100%.
I
Then
mean,
you don't have to worry-
lighting, ramps,
Correct.
everything's gonna be perfect.
Right.
And you don't spend very much time with one of those and you start thinking,
oh,
It's important.
yeah, I believe it.
it
I
really
believe it.
makes a difference.
Yeah,
And that's just one crutch.
yeah, that's right, it's not,
Um, So, yeah,
and I didn't realize this, but this being on the historic register is part of that insurance deal where you can't, it becomes an actual cash value and not to rebuild. So if you put $500,000 into this, what is that going to do in terms of
This being an.
interesting. So then you go
actual
back
cash
to
yeah, I mean,
mountains appraisal.
yeah, well,
The thought process of putting this on the National Registry and keeping it in the town's name from day one was a very bad idea. If the thought process would have been back then to keep it on, put it on the registry, to get the historical society involved, put it into their name, you know, to utilize the grants and everything
There's
else.
more synergy there.
100%,
Right.
but everything, historical registry and being a town-owned property is bad,
They conflict.
yeah.
100%.
Yeah, they do. And I was talking to Jack Kluge, and he had an interesting idea that since we house the library, if we go looking for grants, we could look for Well, they're not a 501c3, but 501c3 money and,
But I don't think you
And
can
municipal.
because we don't actually,
well, if you share space, if you were going to go build another building and share that, and let's say you both wanted to have a
Really shared space.
community size,
Right.
really still share space, yeah.
Which, I would
It's a thought,
imagine, if
I
you ever
mean-
did a plan, that your plan would include the library and what that addition costs, and the people are gonna make a choice.
Yeah,
Yeah, we want it
Well,
with
yeah.
or without.
Right.
And,
yeah.
yeah.
and I would, with the library's financial situation, I would suspect that they'd probably say with, but it's gonna be ultimately up to.
Right.
But if there's money available, then that could make them even more attractive. So I guess kind of leave it to you to pick
Okay.
up some more, if you, and not, they don't have to be this size.
Yeah.
And you can
No.
even clip them and just, some
Okay.
impactful
Okay.
that go into the town report.
Do we wanna meet this weekend or something, so we can focus as a workshop on that, on the town report?
To start.
Or do we just wanna not and just have Bridie work on it, or?
I was thinking more presentation, I can, in the next couple of days, pull together that piece for the town report. Most of that stuff is all pulled together. Lorna's done a really good job of chasing everybody down and making them turn in their stuff, and, but I don't know that we're ready for a meeting in any way, shape, or form.
When you, put this together, maybe that we review the proposed product as opposed to trying to mess with it before.
Don't they make a prototype that we approve or no?
Yeah.
Well, they do what's the, you send it all to them on PDF and then they do a,
Approve?
proof.
Approve.
Yes, approve, thank you, Terry.
That's the right word, not a
Word-
prototype.
word
We gotta look
retrieval
at it before
issue.
that. There's no sense for it to
Okay.
go to them.
And then
Right.
switching it all up and changing it, I
I
got
mean,
you,
we ought to
gotcha.
have it the way we want it.
Yeah, yeah.
Right,
Without
cause
impeding
there's
on
not a
that.
lot of time for turnaround if you,
Right,
No,
right, right,
before we
Do
submit
that.
it, we should sign off on that.
right.
But it's all gonna be a PDF form.
yes.
So you could send it to the three of us, we can all look at it, and then maybe have a meeting. Or maybe just,
Yep.
Either way, I just,
but until we have had a
there's a lot
bundle.
of work here between
Yeah,
the roads, what we have done, what we wanna do, what we need to do here, it's quite a bit.
Yeah.
In a short amount of time.
I can meet Saturday, but not Sunday, if anybody's interested.
It's up to you guys, what you think, what we need to do. I just-
Or we can wait till after the budget on Tuesday.
Where it's a little bit more, everything's more
Well, that'll be pretty well settled.
settled, yeah.
Yeah.
that should be, done.
Yeah, either way, I just,
Either one, I can meet Saturday too. So we can,
Okay, well,
I'll
let's
make
see,
myself
let's,
available next Saturday as well, I mean.
Yeah,
we-
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not going
Wednesday or
anywhere.
Thursday,
Yeah,
or
yeah.
I'll
whatever.
be here, but
I mean, whatever.
I just
else
wanna
we
feel.
do.
let's
know
see
that
what I
we
get
got
done in the
something to
next
work
2
on.
days, I'll send
Yeah.
it to you, and if you feel like
That
we're
would be
ready.
ideal, if we each had an electronic bundle,
Something to start
Yeah.
with, think about.
because this, probably things are gonna jump out at us when we go
Yep.
through it.
Okay.
right.
All right. Is there anything else on that?
What about any more, and I honestly have not, since we had the conversation in the workshop, but what about the simple questionnaire thought process, any idea?
I've done a lot of thinking about it, but I haven't done anything on paper.
Me neither, and I haven't, that's why I don't know if.
I think it's premature. Well, I should say it, I don't know what your questions are, but, yeah, I'm trying to figure out questions that fit.
And
Yeah.
here's the thing, so that we would have at town meeting. The thing is, a lot of people are gonna be hearing about this for the
That's
first time
what I'm
at
getting
town
at.
meeting. If
Now, they will
don't
have had
No,
their-
they're not.
They will have had their packet
Yeah.
for
This is the
Yeah.
hottest conversation in this town in a lot of places. I will almost
Okay.
guarantee you that everybody that will be at that town meeting
Has heard.
We'll be
I've already
informed,
heard.
we'll be informed.
will
And we'll
know
have picked
something.
up their annual report a week before.
Most of the ones that do go there do.
Yeah, true, it's true.
But,
But I mean, we don't have to.
Yeah.
so we let them mull it, we're there to answer questions, there will be a presentation or a conversation. And everybody's gonna be made aware that now there are going to be workshops, and there are gonna be, meetings about the directions as we learn things. And maybe that's when we start coming up, cause we're gonna come to crossroads where we're gonna have to make decisions.
Right.
And that's where we start fielding questions, or coming up with questions.
Okay.
Or maybe we ask them for questions. Maybe at town meeting, if you have points of view or simple questions about this, submit them and we'll work on answers for you. Maybe that, I don't know. I think probably gonna boil down into two camps. There'll be groups of people that want to continue this building in its current role, the town hall, at any cost. I say any cost, like even $1 million, they'll
Right.
still do it.
Right.
And then I think there are gonna be people who are like, boy, we're
What-
reluctant to do that.
Yeah, at what cost?
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And, okay, I've gotta,
So that's where it's, and the three of us have talked about enough, so I feel like I know where we're all leaning, but that doesn't mean we may be the only three in town leaning this way. I don't think so, but,
I've talked to a fair amount of people, and everybody, the same way as I think all of us will equally say, we would all love to see this building fixed right up and be the show place of the community, but not at the taxpayer's expense. And that's what I'm getting from a lot of feedback from a lot of people. They all wanna see the building, but none of them feel that all the individual taxpayers should be the one for the burden of it.
do you ever ask the question whether they're willing to do that type of grassroots money raising?
well, that would be the next,
Dover did?
you're exactly right.
Anybody that's got the time or the effort that wants to put into it.
Yeah, it is a desire thing, which to me kind of begs the question, if you don't have that kind of fire or passion, why would we necessarily expect taxpayers
Right,
just to,
right.
we don't have a lot of, our tax base is pretty narrow. If we come up with this is 1.2 million, you're gonna be able to say to the audience, if you own a house with $100,000 in assessed value, we're asking you to contribute $1,500.
Right.
How do you feel about that? Do you want to?
Yeah,
I don't know how many people will raise their hand and say, we're happy to.
yeah.
But if you own a house that's worth $200,000, are you comfortable donating $3,000 to this project?
And that's really.
That's what it boils down
That's
to.
the reality of what it will be.
That's right.
And along with all the additional maintenance and energy costs that are associated with this. And then you say to them, or would you be more comfortable having a brand new building with a third of the maintenance and energy costs? And instead of costing you $3,000, it might cost you $400. Which would you prefer? And see where they fall. And the one that says, well, I'm happy to pay $3,000, you say, well, maybe you should write a check to the Historical Society. Cause they could use it to save this building.
Right. Yep, yeah.
I kind of see it kind of playing out that way.
I mean, with Dover went through the same exact scenario. When they decided to move out of that building, they locked the door and they walked away. They didn't allocate any more funds for maintenance, I don't even think they heated it.
Is that right?
Yeah, when they closed that building, they closed the building.
Wow.
When they moved out, that
Yeah.
was done. We are not spending any more money here. And that's when it evolved to where it is now.
Yeah, because the police department was in there, they moved out first, and the town office stayed there for quite a long time, then they moved over to the school, elementary school. As far as the historical society, are they separate from the town?
That's a good question. We were
Yeah.
talking about this.
They're separate,
They're a 501c3.
okay,
And then they weren't, they're not a product of a town vote, or they're their own entity.
completely
Yeah.
standalone.
There could be a competitive group to them, if somebody else would come and say, we wanna do this, they just, there.
They're just a nonprofit organization that looks out for the historical whatever of the town, but
Right.
they're not associated, affiliated a part of us in any way.
We don't have to fund them in any way if we decided we
There's
didn't.
no appointment of any,
No,
they do.
have nothing to do with us.
Okay.
No.
They don't answer to the town manager or the select board.
No.
Okay, so when they have a meeting, for example, they don't, you don't get any minutes, we don't get any minutes or anything like that, like we get.
But we just let them use the facility,
Well,
just
no, no,
out of
no, no.
courtesy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Honestly, we have the ATV club meetings in here.
sure.
Oh, okay.
Another
okay.
nonprofit in town.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Totally
I didn't know
different,
that.
but it's
Sure.
honestly the same
Yeah, same
idea.
thing,
It's
yeah.
just a
But
nonprofit club.
it's possible that you could have a group of people who have a vision for this building different than the historical society. Maybe they do have, maybe you'd have the kind of critical mass they had in Dover.
You could.
I mean,
It's
it's
possible.
not, it's possible.
Yeah.
They're not the only, I guess, because they, and I guess to be fair to them, it wasn't the entire group that said we have no interest. A
Right,
few
no, it was only
members.
just a couple,
Yeah,
cause, yeah,
Well, their list is looking a little bigger than it was.
yeah,
so,
A couple
and it
of
only,
weeks ago.
I'll tell you, a few key people could change things. The gentleman that came from Dover, he had infectious energy.
yes.
Yes.
It was, you can see how it got done.
But honestly, that's what you need. You need
Yeah, no
Right.
question.
You need that one person because
That is so passionate.
it has to drive everything.
Yeah,
Doesn't get discouraged. He
No.
said, we knew this was gonna take a decade.
yeah,
It did.
yeah,
That's okay. That's what it takes.
yeah,
But for me, the linkage, we have to have a town hall. It's,
Yeah, I mean, to take that decade, even with what we're talking about doing, we're not gonna be able to stay in the building.
No.
That's not gonna be an option. You're not gonna do the repairs that's needed and stay here. So, that's another thing to throw another wrench into the whole.
I guess while we're on it, do you wanna read your latest email to us?
Yeah.
oh. Do you think it'd be warmer with the door closed or open? Doesn't matter.
I don't know, the hall was
Doesn't-
warm,
It makes
so
no
I,
difference.
so I opened the door. and-
Okay. It doesn't make any difference.
The heat's been on for an hour and a half, I don't know. Okay, I'll read the one from,
Doesn't help that the table's in front of the radio.
oh, true.
It's toasty back there.
Right. I mean, it's just completely occluding the heat going anywhere.
I don't think it'll fit down past that fire.
No,
extinguisher.
That's all right, Terry, don't worry about it. It's fine.
There is quite a bit of heat coming
It-
up out of
I
there.
believe it.
I can slide it down.
I'll help you.
But there's another one that way as well.
Yeah, but at least.
Okay, this is from MMA.
Yeah, because we got it in front of the door.
It's written by Nicole Turcott, who is
Oh,
our
yeah.
risk management underwriter.
Let's see.
So she says, nice speaking to you earlier. To summarize our conversation regarding the town office, the building is currently covered on replacement cost at $945,019 with $50,000 in content, so nearly $1 million. Lance, who was the adjuster who came and looked at everything, his recent report now values the building at $1,199,952. However, due to the recent report received regarding the foundation of the building, we will be placing the building on actual cash value effective February 4th, 2020. That is not what she...
That's yesterday.
She moved the calendar on
She
you.
moved the calendar. We weren't
They got
talking...
aggressive,
Well, I assume once this kinda got up through the chain and things was gonna change.
those reports.
Exactly,
Yeah, I mean,
Yep,
right. That's what
it's
changed.
insurance, they're not gonna,
right.
So at a value, a cash, an actual cash value of $488,115, which will result in a reduction in contribution. We're happy to give you until June 15th to let us know what the plan is for the building. If at that time there is no plan to repair, move, etc. in the next year, we will be increasing the deductible from $1,000 to $5,000 or $10,000 depending on the condition at that time.
Basically no insurance.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's a
100%
big-
inspired is what it is.
Yeah,
It's what did you say?
It's catastrophic, I mean.
Yeah.
Right, right,
Yeah.
right,
I mean, you no longer have any insurance, you just have catastrophic.
right, Right.
In addition, now that it has been confirmed that the building is listed on the National Historic Register, the building will not be subject to blanket coverage. Blanket coverage provides the town the total insured value of 1.1 million after the change in value of the town office to replace a building. So even though the building is only insured for 900, whatever's in that blanket pot of all your buildings is what is available, but this building won't fall under that. If something were to happen to the town office, the town would get no more than the 488, 115, the schedule value to replace it. So if you put $500,000 in,
You're
Yeah,
gonna get 488.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Lastly, regarding the public works equipment and no return in contribution, the way our program works is if the town adds or removes an asset under 1 million, we do not charge or return contribution. If the town adds or removes an asset greater than 1 million in value, we would charge or return said contribution. The removal of the public works equipment and vehicles will be reflected on July 1st, 2020 policy contribution. Hope this helps. Call me with
good
additional.
value.
So then, when I get in this
I still don't-
afternoon,
That piece I still don't understand.
Were these emails?
yes.
Would
I-
you forward these, please?
Yes.
When? Yeah.
Yep, this
Right.
one came in this afternoon. It says, part of the valuable service provided to members of MMA Property and Casualty Pool is the free estimation of insurable property values. MMA Risk Management's Loss Control Department now uses CoreLogic Express Estimator to calculate the estimated insurable values. While most values are similar to the prior Marshall and Swift estimator, there may be some slight anomalies. This letter is to inform you that our loss control consultant recently completed a property survey and provided an estimated insurance value for the locations below. These values have been adjusted as of yesterday. Public Works Garage is now under actual cost value. Estimated insurable value $114,287. Present value $345,447. Last appraisal, it says 214, but it was appraised just this fall. The fire station estimated insurable value went to 363,507. Present value is 242,440, and the town office estimated insurable value is the 488,115. Present value 945,000. So the Public Works Garage has been put on ACV due to vacancy and building condition. The town office has been put on ACV due to structural integrity issues. Please keep us posted on the future plans of those buildings. It appears that the below salt shed has not been added to the property schedule. Please let us know if you would like to add it. If you choose not to adopt the building values as noted, please contact me as an alternative. We may change the coverage from replacement cost to actual cash value and remove this location from blanket coverage if blanket is applicable. Or you may provide the value based on a written estimate from a qualified architect or engineer. One of the benefits of being a member of the MMA Property and Casualty Pool is the pool does not charge for property changes during the coverage terms if the value of the added item is 1 million or less. Please contact me should you have questions. Nicole. I have questions. I contacted her, but she was in meetings all afternoon, so.
Yeah, that auto insurance, I still don't get that.
Well,
I mean, honestly,
yeah.
we should just be able to cancel it. There's nothing on our policy.
Yep.
Because that loader shouldn't be under an auto policy. I think that loader's gotta be under that other policy.
Yeah, I've got to clarify with her. When we last talked, she said because we drove the loader on the road instead of trailering it.
It still doesn't
It
go
was
under an
under-
auto. That's my.
Yeah, but there was a line last night in the budget
There's a
for
different
that.
insurance.
For auto insurance.
No,
It was on-
for the,
The 104
Yeah.
for
Oh,
the,
yeah.
yeah, I don't
I mean, it's
know.
no different than my tractor, if I,
Yeah.
were your equipment, I mean, if you're.
I mean, it can't be in
You can
both
insure
places.
that for on
Yeah.
the road, it doesn't
Yeah.
go on your auto
I
policy.
pulled this
No, no,
from
true, true.
2018. This is the,
Correct.
this is the automobile schedule. So you guys can look at this. The Ford dump truck and the GMC dump truck obviously have been removed. As I was saying last night, there's a tag-along trailer, a 9-ton, and a Roadmaster trailer. And as far as I know, we only have one trailer.
Roadmaster trailer, I believe, is the enclosed trailer that's the fire department's. That's the one that they use to go to convention with.
Oh,
Oh, okay, the decorated
Aha,
trailer.
The one.
Well, it says it's public works, so yeah. So you
Aha.
guys can look at that. This one lays out, it's the inland marine schedule. I have no idea what the heck that means, except that it's all the fire department's equipment on there.
So that
There's a
trailer should
description.
end up over on the fire
Fire
department.
department.
We need a clean house there.
Yep.
Well, and I'll tell you, it's totally up to you guys, but we really, yeah, this is crazy. That tag-along trailer, the problem that we've had in the past about the tag-along trailer is that the factory GVW tag is no longer on it.
Mm-hmm.
We know it's a 9-ton trailer because of the axles and everything else that's on there. But that trailer over the years has been welded and repaired and, so, but a 9-ton trailer is actually a CDL trailer. And this is
Okay.
where we've got into trouble in the past because we didn't have, it's a class 1 CDL.
We don't have anybody
We've
to,
never had anybody with a
We don't have
class 1
anybody
license to operate it. So we was actually using that before. The thought process was, well, we don't have much on it. Well, that doesn't matter.
That doesn't matter.
To haul the trailer empty is a class 1 trailer. And the
Oh.
condition and everything else. There may be an item that
we just need to.
the liability end of it may be worth getting rid of it.
At
Well,
this-
you moved the bulldozer though, right?
Yeah, that's what I was kind of thinking.
No, I believe we didn't. I don't believe we used that trailer. I think
What else would we use?
the person that used its trailer.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
yeah,
I
yeah.
thought we used ours. I'll check.
Mm.
I don't
I think
know.
so.
No? Might not have. Well,
Well, it would have
Used
been
his?
Seth,
it would've been
No.
Seth, yeah.
and does he have a CDL?
You said he does, and he has his own trailer. I mean, his trailer was here more than
Oh,
ours.
but he could have used ours, it wouldn't
He
matter.
could have,
I mean, it
Yeah.
wouldn't have been a problem,
as long as you go up and,
as long as he got
I don't
permission.
believe it's been inspected
Oh, okay. Oh, they have to be inspected?
at that size.
We,
yes,
we
yeah.
just did our
I mean, you hold one,
registrations and checked to make sure there were plates on everything. The dozer doesn't have a plate, although it's supposed to.
It is, the dozer.
Well, in our records, it had a plate at one time.
I don't believe it needs to be registered. but-
No, because it
Yeah,
doesn't go
we're,
down the road.
we're not gonna be on the
Well, it
road.
would work, but
Right, oh, true, yeah.
But,
Yeah,
I don't know.
it's not.
So, and then this one is, general liability. And this one,
Did you find that item up?
No, I didn't. And do you know where that was, Barney?
which,
The insurance for
Yes.
equipment? Moving equipment.
No, the insurance, the line item was right after the automotive. It was in that same category.
I don't know what number to look for.
I don't remember either. It's towards the back, I can tell you that. They didn't finish, so. I don't know where they are. Oh, we didn't do two last night, yeah.
we finished all but 2 lines of public
Alright, so it was
works.
after garage.
It was in sewer, water, internet, safety equipment, fire and casualty,
Mobile equipment insurance as well.
auto insurance, and then mobile equipment insurance.
Right, so that's the
222
question.
and 223,
So the mobile equipment is 104.
yeah,
Is that the loader? That's the question.
yeah, that's, and I've got that on there to ask her, but,
Okay.
and she didn't
Because I can't think of what else it could be.
we have the loader and we have the bulldozer, so,
You're not gonna
Right.
put bulldozer, you're not gonna put that on.
right, you're not gonna put,
And we don't have any registered vehicles that would fall under that 2200.
I don't know why we just can't cancel it. I don't care what
Yeah.
they say as far as moving. We don't have any.
The way it sounded is you're saying unless you have $1 million in adjustment, we won't adjust anything.
right,
We have nothing.
exactly.
Right, and it's
Well,
approach your anniversary.
yeah, if you paid,
We still expected to pay it.
right,
Yeah, but we literally don't have any vehicles. And that she's saying they won't adjust it until the end of your policy.
Right, the anniversary.
right,
Yep.
that's what I'm
But
saying.
if you went up, as long as you don't go up $1 million, you're covered.
Your cup,
Yeah, so if we went out and bought a bunch of
Yeah.
equipment, we'd,
On my bridge.
I know, it seems a little bit like.
Something don't add up. I mean,
yeah, I know.
just a
I don't-
question, oh, sorry, go ahead.
No.
As far as this, the public, the fire department has a sander? Or that's public works, it says public
Public
works.
Works.
Ah.
And we
Not
don't
a sander.
have, we don't have a
That needs to
sander,
come off there.
which begs the question, how am I going to spread calcium
same way we
chloride?
did it last time. We didn't use our sanders.
Okay. And I have 7 bags up there.
Oh,
The magic question is how many bags you have up there last year?
believe I had 13, but I've got Paris Farmers verifying that for me and which
Oh.
size they are, whether they're 1,000
Oh, they're-
pounds or 2,000 pounds.
Correct.
And, I think they're all calcium chloride, but I gotta check and make sure they aren't.
That's what I would, that's why I was saying, I think that's why we didn't buy as much. Even though I know you have a bunch left.
Yeah.
But I think the year before, we had a lot more than you have now.
Okay,
So, but then again, if somebody says 7 bags is enough to get us through the year, I just soon
well,
see it.
it is if you don't use it.
That's
We're
what
gonna
I
use
wanna
it.
But I
know.
think it's about half of what, I think it's about half of what you,
But it would be really good to just buy what we need and not
Right.
have 7 tons sitting, drawing moisture.
exactly.
So maybe
Yeah.
that'd be a better way, is use it
Yeah.
up and then.
And then get more.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so I've got Paris Farm working on it. He said he'd get back to me and.
yeah.
I
Either way, if
But I
it's in
believe
the-
when I looked it up that we had 13 bags originally, you
And
only
now
have
we have
7
7.
there.
And how many do we buy? That would be the,
Yeah, how,
so. It doesn't matter, it's in the budget, if you don't use it, it'll be there and it'll go
Yeah.
back. I mean,
so,
as long as we got enough, that's all that really matters.
that is,
It's funny, really the insured value of the building right now isn't much beyond what we spent 15 years ago to work on the foundation.
Correct.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Serious
no,
money.
we only, no, we paid.
No, paid 150 back then.
No, we had 20 years worth of money, it was like
Oh,
375.
well,
that's
the
every-
20.
everything
everything,
done.
Yeah.
We're not
right.
much above that.
No,
Speaking of that,
I mean, we did some stuff here
but
too.
we're still paying.
in terms of,
How much is left on that loan that we still owe, that we're still paying?
That we borrowed from ourselves.
Yes,
we're like halfway through.
but do you remember a dollar amount? Is it
Yeah,
20, 50, 25, 100?
We borrowed 61,000 basically from ourselves and we paid back 6,160 a year and we've paid it back since 2015, I believe.
That's what we'll be half after this year.
Yeah.
Interest free?
No.
Well, yes and no. We took the money out of surplus, and then the board that sat then said we're going to pay it back to ourselves, so we're going to raise
Sure.
an extra 6,000 every year, and that's going to be sitting in your.
So we taxed you, we taxed you, and we
Doesn't
have
make
this money
sense.
sitting
Listen,
here.
no, listen.
Yeah.
We're gonna use this money to collateralize a loan back to ourselves.
Yeah.
And charge you the full net amount, 1/10 a year,
And
to
tax you again.
replenish what we taxed you for originally.
Amazing.
And we can't get out of it.
We can't get out.
We could make that a warrant article and stop the bleeding on this.
And what paid, just
I
paid
don't-
off?
You
Paid
just
off.
stop,
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
already,
yeah, yeah,
it's their money,
Yeah,
it's,
it's
our
it's,
money,
it's our money already.
That's,
mean-
that.
That's the way it worked.
100%.
Remember last night, one of the folks was talking about carry forwards?
Yes.
When you got involved in the budget committee 4 years ago, it was an incredible smokescreen of carry forward this, and I remember saying, well, can't we use that to reduce this year's expenditures? Oh, no, that just goes into the kitty and we start all over again. Sure. Well, how much is in the kitty? And he wouldn't really answer the question, it was really
my gosh.
something.
Oh, yeah. Let's carry it forward, carry it forward, carry it forward.
And the auditor is like, that's
Stop
a
that.
shell game.
Yeah, that is a shell game. That's a real deal.
The only thing, there's
Wow.
what, 2 things and you must carry it forward.
Education, animal control.
That's it. So I mean, that's just,
Interesting.
yeah,
Animal control because it's,
I don't remember.
well, because
Mandated?
it's mandated.
Oh, it's 100%, you have to
Yeah,
do it.
you,
Oh.
it's fees that you've collected like, and so that has to go back to animal control and then
Oh. okay.
education, it's separate, so anything raised for education has to,
Sure. Wow.
Okay,
That's
it's just, the house is not in order.
So I mean, I'm not sure what everybody else thinks, but I wouldn't mind seeing that be a warrant article.
I agree.
I don't think any people are gonna really
I'll
believe
look
what
it up
is
again.
happening.
Did they vote on it as a board or did they take it to town
It was
meeting?
at town meeting.
It was
to
at town
borrow the
meeting,
money.
it was presented
Yeah.
as though it was a loan, and rather than pay it for it all at
Is that how
once,
the
we'll just
article
borrow
read?
it
Correct.
from ourselves.
I remember we were paying
It
back
is-
the wrong amount at one point
Well,
because we didn't pass all of it. Some little piece of it did not pass.
We asked about this. If this was gonna be a warrant article, you need to find how that one was written and send it to the town's attorney on how to get us out of it.
Okay.
Because we've asked, I can't remember, this question's come up before.
Do we have Lois look at it?
Yes,
Yeah.
and I was thinking, can't get out of it. Which I don't believe, I don't think that, there has to be an out. I mean. the
Well,
town-
you can get out of it. All you do is adjust on the other end.
I-
If we're bringing in 6 on this kind of a phantom loan, just reduce,
The loan.
well, reduce what you asked for this year by that amount,
Yeah.
and it's a wash.
Yeah, I mean, all you have to do
Yeah,
is have the
there you go.
townspeople
Yeah.
vote. We paid ourselves back in full.
Yeah, that's
I
it.
mean. the
Yeah, well,
townspeople-
here's our current reserves. Do you wanna add to them? But I mean, once you've passed this article, you gotta follow through on it. That's what maybe we ran into. You can't just say, gee,
You
in my
can't just
opinion, it
stop.
doesn't make sense, so we're gonna
Right.
stop.
No. Right.
Could if you didn't know anything about it and oops.
No, because that happened.
Did it?
And
Yeah,
then
I
the
did
order-
wonder.
That's
Yeah,
what
That's
happened.
where, yeah.
Because we didn't have it on there.
Yep.
We didn't do this once.
Yeah, I know.
And that's how we asked all these questions. Oh,
Oh.
and it was the world was ending. So
Oh.
that's what I'm saying is I would love to get the town out of this because you're double taxing.
But the easiest way out of it is whatever you end up with for total liability, reduce it by that amount, cause you're getting that. And you effectively eliminated it.
Correct.
And
No, I understand.
We do it for 4 more years and we're not double taxing anybody, and just
But
leave
it'd
it
be
at
really
that.
easy to just have a warrant article and we could just vote on it and be done with it and not have to talk about it no more.
Well, then you're gonna have to explain it.
Yeah, but it's pretty easy to explain.
I'll let you. I just as soon just nullify it, just cross it off. It's 6 grand or whatever it is. But it's amazing.
Okay, so that's all I have for town hall renovation.
Okay. It's just so much there to
I know.
process.
Yes, it is.
And I'm thinking about the public works building and
So what was the deficiency on the public works building to?
we had a leak around the.
So
sink
that,
pipe.
okay, that's all I wanna make sure, it was that one little.
Was the
leak?
one I remember.
Yeah.
There's nothing else beside that.
The fact that it's vacant.
Right, it's
Insurance
vacant.
companies don't like vacant buildings.
Yeah.
Vacant is what they're,
What do they classify as vacant, cause it's not technically vacant.
I don't know. I mean, our loader's in there and our,
It's
Yeah,
a
we
heated
use it all
building,
summer.
Power's
Yeah.
on, the loader's on, we're using it every snowstorm.
Yeah, a lot of our contractors use it, we have to permission.
So I would question when you're,
They're
Yeah, the
contested.
status- Yeah, the
That's
impact of the
vacancy.
vacancy.
I would not call
It's
that
not
vacant.
vacant, yeah.
No.
Yep.
No, vacant is locked, and
Adding
no one's
flowers
going in
vacant.
and out.
right,
Yeah, no, this is not vacant, we're still using it.
It still has electricity, right?
Yeah, water's
Yeah.
on, sewer's on, I mean, water's
We're
on,
heating it.
power's on,
Yeah.
it's heated.
They,
I mean, the heat source is
Sure.
it's shrunk a little.
Yeah.
It's not.
but the
Oh,
contractor's
okay, so-
using it,
Oh,
they
yeah.
park trucks in there, they
Okay.
work.
Well, the town.
the only
loader's
thing
in
is there
now.
isn't
Yes,
somebody
we're-
there every single day, that's,
Yeah,
It's at a part-time status.
yeah,
I'd go along with that if that was a status, but
well,
I wouldn't call
but
it.
it's definitely not vacant.
yeah. Well, that's one of the things I had on my
Oh,
list,
good,
because,
Good, good.
you know, this just appeared today, and
Yeah.
I'm like,
And even the leak, I mean, if I remember it, the day he was here was that stretch when we had 2-3
it
inches of
was,
rain.
it poured
I
that day.
mean, I'm
When
not
the
saying
boat
there
landing
isn't,
washed
but,
out.
exactly, I mean,
Yeah, that was,
it was an anomaly, it's not
yeah,
the norm.
torrential rain.
And we did fix it, I mean,
Okay,
Okay,
alright,
so-
that's what I was just
I
gonna
did send
ask.
Travis up and he did,
Good.
Patch
Patched
the-
it,
yeah.
excellent.
so,
Okay, are we ready to move on to item 6?
yeah.
Alright, new business, Piscataquis County assessment.
The county sent us our annual assessment. I can read it to you if you want. It says Piscataquis to the Selectmen of or assessors of the town of Sangerville in the county of Piscataquis, whereas the Piscataquis County Commissioners at their meeting held on Tuesday, December 10th, 2019, resolved that a sum of $4,169,806.00 should be raised on the town's plantations and unorganized territories within the said county, according to the directions of the law, for defraying the usual and necessary charges of the county for the year ensuing, and whereas the Court of County Commissioners held at Dover Foxcroft in and for the county of Piscataquis on the 31st day of December, AD 2019, ordered that the manager of the county commissioners in said county should forthwith send out warrants for the assessing the towns and plantations proportion thereof, which includes the contingency and overlay as the law directs, and for paying the same. And whereas, upon a due appointment of said sum, your town portion thereof is found to be $123,556. You are therefore hereby required in the name of the state of Maine to assess the said sum last mentioned upon the inhabitants of the said town, agreeable to the laws of the state, cause the same in like manner to be collected and paid to the treasurer of said town of Abbott.
Hey, you can
No,
send them a
great.
bill. Oh, no, just forward that. That would make Mickey's day.
To be paid by the treasurer to the county of Piscataquis on the first day of September next, pursuant to the provisions. I guess you probably hadn't ought to sign this.
No.
Yeah, I guess not.
We get plenty of time though.
Right, because we don't
But
pay.
the amount, I wonder if it's our amount of money or Abbott's amount of money.
I'm pretty sure it's our amount of money. I have the paperwork. County.
Oh, while she's looking at that, I don't know, kinda interesting, so when Key Bank moved out of Guilford, that building went up for sale.
Oh, okay.
True.
That building is no longer up for sale.
No?
And the rumor is that the sheriff's department's gonna be moving into there. So how, I mean, that was a substantially priced building for our area. So if they're moving in, either one of two things, either the county's bought it or the county's gonna be renting it. And so, I don't know, I mean, that's gonna be a huge, when you're talking about our percentage of
It's
the
in that
county.
number.
To that number.
Right.
It's
Well,
in
la-
that number, that 123.
Well, last
Exactly.
year was 115,940. This year's 123,556.
So that is our number.
It is. Abbott's is
So
119,628.
5%.
But
So, are they moving out of the sheriff's department out of Dover? Out of the?
I'm
out
not
of-
sure exactly what's going on. I know there was one day that parking lot was full. I think every sheriff's car in the county, they were all
Down there at
at
the
Key
bank.
Bank.
Would-
And they've been a few in and out since, so. Maybe the rumors aren't true, as we're talking about our county tax, and it's like, you know, it's kinda too bad that,
7%.
you know, you take that's gonna be a substantial increase to all of us,
Well, 7% is a pretty good increase in 1 year.
that none of us have any say in, or didn't know about it.
Oh, you gotta run for commissioner.
Yeah, I guess so, but,
I don't know how many commissioners there are.
3?
3?
I don't know, I don't even, honestly, and I probably shouldn't say this out loud, but I don't really know how that part of our county government really fully works. So,
Nope, they did send us the whole budget if anybody's interested in.
Of the county?
Yeah.
I bet
Of
it's-
the county?
Yeah.
That might be interesting, I bet you're gonna see a rental increase or a purchase or something.
Well, there's some pretty good increases. I mean, I doubt that they're that affected by minimum wage, so
Right.
I can't
No.
imagine that's gonna ding them or us.
So, Mike, you said it's 7% from the 115 to the 123,
Yeah.
that's 7%?
Yep.
That's huge.
Wow.
Yep, so I guess.
And the first number that you said, is that our valuation, the 4,169,806?
No,
What
that
is
is,
What's that number?
the,
Assessed value? No.
See, last year, everybody got a little cut because Parkman's value had increased because of the power lines for the windmills, something to do with that
Yeah.
whole project.
Sure.
But it looks like we gave it all back.
Well, and
we
this
didn't,
year,
we didn't get a decrease, they got increased so much that,
Right, but it
That we
resulted
didn't
in them
get bumped up.
carrying more of the load.
but that should still hold true, I mean, that's still there, they still have the same valuation.
You would think, I'm just surprised.
Parkland now pays the exact same number as us.
What did they pay last year?
Last year they paid 108,907. We paid 115,940.
Oh, okay, so they got really dinged.
They got dinged again this year.
To 123?
Yeah,
Ooh.
same
So
amount
their
of
assessed
ours.
value is way up.
Whoa.
They're cranking up.
What's Dover?
Oh.
497,994.
And
Greenville is not far behind them,
what
Where's
about,
that
oh.
Oh, sorry.
119.
What I'd like to know is Monson, from last year to this year.
Oh, yeah, they're substantially different.
Monson was 101,23 last year and is 105,356. Not a,
Nonprofit.
yeah.
Milo, lower at.
Milo, 128,848, up from 124,286.
How much? Sorry.
They're 128,
128, they didn't,
Yeah.
Milo is.
Wow.
They've got quite a bit of business going down there right now, more than they had.
Well,
Yeah,
Size
well,
flourishing, they've got a
ours
few
is
other
up.
things.
for prior year,
They're well above us.
7,600 and Parkman's is up 14,000. Ouch. My mother will be screaming.
Can't imagine.
You can't imagine. Well, you didn't grow up in my
No.
household, did you?
No, but I sat beside her enough on committees that,
She's outspoken.
very much. Gotta love her.
I don't have to agree with her, but you're gonna have to listen.
I've listened, I've been on enough committees and heard enough people complain, and I've told a lot of them that you may not always agree with her, but I will guarantee you, if you'll sit there long enough and listen, by the time you're done, there will be something there that you do agree with. And it's always been true, as many times as I've heard her about different things, so it's one of them, you wanna just sit back and be quiet and just listen for a minute.
Okay, are we done with the county?
I guess we're not gonna sign it, so we're done with the county.
Yeah, let's get a good copy and,
I'd send it to Mickey. I would.
Just
I'd
for
fax that right up to him in the morning.
I think this is yours.
Yeah, I think you get 2 this year.
road commissioners report.
There is none.
Correspondence. Oh, UUC food cupboard.
Okay, they're one of the groups that had asked for a donation. I explained our stance on that, and they just sent me this poster. Their hours are the first and third Wednesday of the month, now going to 10 to 1. And Linda Hall and Barbara Wilbur are available should we get people asking and wanting
Needing,
emergency
okay,
food.
okay, very good,
So
that's good.
that's,
They're not a registered, not-for-profit. It's just a,
they're a church. I don't think they
Yeah.
have to
okay.
register.
DDATT email?
Can you,
I
anybody
read
tell me
that.
what that stands for?
Oh, I don't know. But,
Yeah.
did you read it?
No?
Oh, you sent it to us.
I did send
Yeah,
it
yeah.
to you. It's,
Yeah, I don't think it's,
I guess I missed it.
it's about climate control.
Oh, I did read it.
And,
yeah.
you know,
No,
Okay.
and they just,
yeah,
they're winding down.
right,
they've
That's
they're
right.
lost.
looking for somebody to,
I just didn't recall it.
Yeah.
Yep.
And Sam Brown is the one who usually sends it, and somebody else sent it instead.
Yeah. yeah. We're informed.
Okay.
We're informed.
On to Roxanne Dubé,
Dubay, yeah.
vaping.
She is the one that we were working with earlier in the year when we were talking about no smoking policies, and she just sent me an update on public health and community services, disposing of e-cigarette waste. I'll just pass it on
Okay.
to you guys, but some interesting questions about it, you know, things like, is liquid nicotine a hazardous waste? what responsibilities does this place on schools, and I would think towns would be right behind that. So anyway, I don't know what her title is, but she's in public health. And,
MMA insurance?
we did that with
Yep.
Nicole. And I have one request for an additional item.
All right.
Fire Department restitution ordinance. I will send you all of this stuff. Jerry Rush brought it in yesterday or the day before. It basically is an ordinance that authorizes the fire department to try to collect money from whomever they go out and serve. And it appears from the ones I've read that it's tied to people who have some sort of emergency insurance. And I don't know if that's all car or,
So this is an ordinance that they're pulling, the fire department communities are doing this.
Yep.
We didn't go to the town's attorney on this.
no.
And
No, it
This
just,
failed at Guilford too, didn't it?
did it fail in Guilford?
I can't
I
remember.
called Guilford and
I thought it did.
it was 4:05 and nobody answered the phone.
I mean, my only thing about this whole thing is, when you start doing this, when you start charging people, now you're doing this as in a manner of I would think there's a different level of liability.
Yeah, there might be, and you're dinging everybody's insurance. I mean, how happy are people gonna be with you? 'Cause
Yeah.
And the
Yeah.
way it was verbiage the other night, this money goes back into them, and that's not how this would work. This money should go back to the town, to the reserve, because the town is
you can set it
actually-
up any way you wanted to. It could go to the reserve, it could go
Or go back to general fund, I mean.
to the general fund. These two that I've read here, Waterboro and St. Albans, it goes to the fire department equipment reserve, the way they've set theirs up.
Right.
And you've got a third party involved who is in charge of collecting from these insurance companies, and they charge like 20%.
There's where this is coming.
Yeah,
That's
somebody else is making
right,
money.
that's
Yeah.
the
It's
end,
free
we're
money.
driving this
Right.
train.
And we'll run it for you.
Yeah, yeah.
For a little
Except
big.
in neither of these do I see any exception for your residents who are already paying for your,
Yeah,
and I don't know that you could
Yeah,
do
because,
that.
I would say send it to us and we'll review it.
Yeah. But. it's-
Okay.
I don't know.
Selectmen concerns, any? Do you guys want nothing? We're all good? I guess we're gonna decide on this possibility of a meeting on Saturday, depending on where you get on,
whatever she wants to
if
do.
you need
Yeah.
us, I guess.
Okay.
If you need us,
Okay.
holler, we'll be here.
But that works for all of
Yep.
us.
Yeah.
Or next week.
Whatever
Yeah.
works
next
for
week
you.
works too.
Okay. I will get whatever I can out to you, and if it isn't enough, we'll
Okay.
wait, and if it is enough, we'll have a meeting and,
Good,
or maybe the
Executive
opposite.
session? We're all good?
Motion to adjourn?
Second.
We are adjourned at 6:03.
Okay.